Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Kyten's Devilsaurrect Priest. This deck comes to us courtesy of Hearthstone. If you are watching this video on YouTube, you can find all those links in the description. As always, jump over there, give the deck a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment, as I know you will. So this deck is pretty interesting. Up on the front page there of Hearthstone, a bit of an interesting take on the Resurrect Priest archetype, which has come back as being kind of at the forefront of Priest decks, very strong, focusing on a lot of control and a lot of late game potential with lesser diamond Spellstone. We've also seen combo versions with Cloning Gallery, which function very similarly, but also typically have like a Malagos Valen kind of spell damage finisher. So there's lots of different viable Resurrect Priest kind of archetypes. Or rather, decks that fit within the archetype, and this is no exception. So the Devilsaurrect Priest, we're instead going for charged Devilsaurs, and we're going to use these as either removal or control pieces or finishers when we combine them with Eternal Servitude or the Lesser Diamond Spellstone. As they come back, they miss that Battle Cry, they have charge, so we can start going to town on their face. We can start using it to take out set pieces. Really like nice and flexible card here to include within Resurrect Priest. To go with that, however, we've also got an Inner Fire Divine Spirit package. We've got the Radiant Elementals here as well. We've got a couple of choice targets in Tar Creeper and also Witchwood Grizzly. Witchwood Grizzly kind of synergizes both with the Resurrect half of the Priest, Resurrect half of the deck, and also the Inner Fire half of the deck, which is really, like I said, nice and flexible. There's a lot of flexibility to the deck. And other than that, we've got a lot of Silver Bullets here. We've obviously got the Shadow Visions to go find Silence, Circle of Healing, which can help us draw with the Northshire Cleric or clear with the Wild Pyromancer. We can also Shadow Visions for a Mass Dispel if we suspect that our opponent's some kind of Hadronox Druid, or we just need a way to clear out multiple taunts in a turn. Other than that, pretty straightforward stuff. If you want to learn more about Inner Fire Priest, or you want to learn more about the Resurrect Priest, definitely go check out any of the other videos that I have on my channel. We've covered those decks before quite a bit. So without further ado, we'll jump into some games and see how we go.
The light shall bring victory. Light smiles upon the just.
We here the Priest Mirror. Not sure what we're looking for here, especially in the mirror. Probably Northshire Cleric. Yeah, I think we'll just try and hit some early game pieces. Nice, this looks like a great hand. The deck does only have the one Spellstone, so
is someone injured?
We can't Shadow Visions multiple copies.
Right away.
We'll leave the Shadow Visions here. Not too sure what we're trying to find at the moment. Maybe we should have gone for it to try and find like extra arms.
Right away.
Try and put some pressure on our opponent. Prophecy pulled a Golden Valen. Nice. That's definitely not a bad golden to have. Dang. We really wanted to hit Divine Spirit or Inner Fire. So we'll just take the Master Spell, because we can cycle it if this game's going to be going at the glacial pace that it is still going at.
Right away.
Well, I guess we're kind of ready to go here. But our opponent probably knows exactly what's up.
Unity, precision, perfection.
5/5 Ziliax is definitely going to put a bit of a stop to what we're hoping to achieve, at least for the next couple of turns. No attack. Interesting.
Right away.
Not sure how to navigate these games. So we definitely mentioned that when we played the Mind Blast Priest deck, that Priest is especially Control Priest, not something we have a huge amount of experience with. Now not only are we trying to navigate a Priest deck, but also a kind of a bit of a different Priest archetype. So especially this kind of mirror or like near mirror. I'm not too sure how this one's going to pan out.
Must consider.
I'm sure there are many people on YouTube already screaming, already typing in that comment section, getting that timestamp up. To all of you I say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Inner fire, let's go. Damn it. Do we just put arms on each of our guys? Each of our boys? I mean, our opponent's about to, presumably about to Psychic Scream us. So...
Right away.
presumably about to Psychic Scream us. Oh, Prophecy. I see that HS Replays link you've got in the chat there. I've actually been thinking about, and you know, if you're watching this video on YouTube, certainly leave some feedback on this idea in the comments as well, but thinking about this Witchwood Grizzly, it's not going to be very good, but it will hopefully die. So what I've been thinking about doing is finding decks that are on HS Replay and on Hearthstone, and doing like two-part videos, one where we actually cast some of the games off of the HS Replays link, in a very casual fashion, obviously. It's not happening live or anything like that. Well, we can slam our Devilsaurrect and our Witchwood Grizzly into this to power up our Spellstone, which doesn't seem too bad. We'll do the same thing and trade with the Tar Creeper. So yeah, have two videos on each deck. One where we cast some of the games initially before we play it, so we kind of, I guess maybe learn a little bit more about the deck that way. Then we come in and do what we're doing here, where we... Oh no. So if they kill this, then we can Spellstone both of them back. Because our dead pool will only be for 4 minions. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that kind of idea of casting some games off of the HS replays. They don't look like visually impressive, but you know, you can really just snap them out, get a whole bunch of them done, look at a whole bunch of them. Ooh, the essence of magic. It's pretty good. Kind of don't want to put the Devilsaur there because then they can Frostmourne into it. Where's the second Devilsaur? I think the silenced Malagos is much less useful to them than a dead Malagos. What happened to the other Devilsaur? Like we had one die, and then we resurrected it back, and then it got killed by the with a Spirit Lash.
Not all who wander are lost.
Maybe we just lost track of everything. Oh, still got there. Better lucky than good. That's what they say. Alright, up against the Druid.
Light shall bring victory.
We'll keep a Radiant Elemental. So for those of you who don't know, last weekend I was at Grand Prix Melbourne, the Magic the Gathering Grand Prix. For all you Gatherer fans out there, I was actually working the event, so I was judging. For those of you who don't know much about Magic or the tournament scene or anything like that, a judge is kind of like a referee. They are there to be like a rules reference for people if they don't understand an interaction or want to know how two cards in particular interact. They're there to make sure the tournament runs smoothly. Right on time. But in general, they're just there to make sure everything goes well, and that people feel safe, and they feel reassured that nothing dodgy is happening. But yeah, that was my role for the weekend. Did some massive shifts. But it's always good. Judging is a really interesting experience. For myself, I do it mostly because at some point in time, I really liked playing Magic, but I found it hard to play Magic. What do I want to do here? I think we just go extra arms, extra arms. This Radiant Elemental gets naturalized. Guess that's not the worst.
I must consider.
Yeah, I just couldn't really bring myself to play Magic, but still wanted to be around it. I think for a lot of people who struggle with competitiveness and competitive games, I think it's a perfect outlet for those people who just enjoy the other aspects of the game. Can we just kill our opponent here? If we heal this to 6, 12, 24, well, you can get them very low. Maybe we just go for Lyra here instead.
Behold the glory of a new sun!
There's the Master Spell. That's really what we wanted to hit. Hope our opponent goes for a Spreading Plague this turn, and we can get him. But yes, I've been judging for a couple of years now. Currently level 2, so more of like a kind of area-ish judge. And whoop. Nice. I'm actually surprised at how quickly we managed to close that one, and just how much of a handle, how much of a grip we really had on that game. That was great. Let's see if we can finish it off strong.
Light shall bring victory. Light smiles upon the just.
Up against another priest. I think we'll keep our Spellstone and the Radiant Elemental. Northstrike Cleric right off the top.
Is someone injured?
Yeah, back to judging. I think that if you're a Magic player,
Right away.
and you've ever found yourself in a similar situation, just not enjoying competitive Magic, or at least the playing of it, but still wanting to be involved with the game, involved with, you know, the current cards and all that stuff, I think judging is definitely a good option for people. Consult your local judge today. But other than that, it was a pretty straightforward weekend. I think any Magic player who's ever been to a Grand Prix will agree that the best part of being a Magic player is traveling and going to these big events, these big conventions. Speaking of travelers, Temporal Eddie in the chat, saw him at the GP, enjoying himself, playing with the scoundrel Marco Tsari. Oh, Golden Shadow Visions. Don't think I've seen that one before. Sweet animation. I didn't even know there were Murlocs in this image. I mean, it's all gonna get Psychic Screamed away.
Right away.
Precision.
Oh well. I feel like we barely saw each other. A couple of... I think that's Grand Prix in general though, right? I was actually talking to a friend and they kind of asked, you know, what it's like working at a GP. They were like, you know, oh, do you know anyone there? Do you get to talk to anyone? Like, what's the story? And, you know, the general thing is, you know, there's a room full of 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 people. And I might know one in every 50, maybe. Probably lower that number if
Right away.
you start talking about, like,
Right away.
people who I've seen at an event before. you know, definitely see a lot of people at various events judging, working in a store. But it's a whole day less of like really big conversations, at least for judges. I know players, you know, you might get like half an hour to just sit down and chill and chat and stuff. But for a judge, it's a lot of little conversations. It's a lot of, you know, do we want to just deal casual 10? Probably shouldn't, right? We probably shouldn't. I guess we could go like Pyro, Divine Spirit. No, like to try and set up some draws, but
Right away. Right away.
I guess we should just try and hedge a bit for the
Hand is too full.
for the psychic stream that's coming our way. But yeah, it's a lot of little conversations. It's a lot of like seeing someone you know. Hey, how you going? How's your record? What deck you know? What did you draft? How was your sealed pool?
Unity, precision, perfection.
And then being on your way, you know, seeing them a couple of different times. I know there's also a lot of like, you know, if I'm watching an event, I'll try and like, you know, I'll always drop a couple of sneaky peeks at the games from the people I know.
Unity, precision.
Hardly at the event on Sunday, busy on Saturday. How was your GP experience? I think we'll take a reroll on this one. Ugh. It's a bit of a weird one. Okay.
Do you like to play with fire?
Guess we only need to commit one of those extra arms because we had the silence. So good, man. I love it so much. I went 3-6 in matches of Magic over the entire weekend and still had a blast.
Perfection.
Hey, I mean, that's fantastic. That's like the ideal scenario is even in defeat, people still enjoying themselves. 2 golden shadow visions. How do I compete? Ugh. Come on, let's find these Devilsaurs. Yeah, I know. That's pretty good. Marco coming in 14th was obviously a big heart. Yeah, I mean, he was killing it that weekend. 14th in the main event. And 9th in the 90-player Highlander event. All of you Magic heads out there, there is an Australian Highlander format. Play with fire.
full.
See if they have the Spellstone ready to go. Yeah, as far as games of Magic played, I played 2 games at the Staff Party draft. Oh, what did they steal? North Strike Cleric. But I wanted it. I played 2 games at the Staff Party draft, at which I drafted... I was drafting 4-color... like 4-color good stuff. Then I pivoted into 5-color good stuff. I just really wanted to play those Gate Boys. Those double striking 5-drops. Alright, let's see if we die. Yeah, I played 2 games, dropped them both. And but I did bring my Pauper deck with me, that I've had for quite a while. Slowly trying to get it all foiled out and stuff, but one of the artists that was at the GP, I guess for those of you, once again, who don't know, a lot of these Magic Grand Prix, they get some of the artists for the cards to come in, so you can, you know, get your cards signed or have a chat. Usually they bring a whole bunch of sweet gear with them. Tokens, things like that. General cool stuff. And one of the artists there did art for a card that was in my Pauper deck, so I brought that deck along with no intention to play it. But a friend dropped out of the dropped out of one of the events on Sunday. Well played. They dropped out of one of the events on Sunday. I actually played my Pauper deck in a Pauper event and went 2-1, which was fantastic. It was a little bit of an outdated deck, but they really enjoyed it. I loved seeing someone play my cards and the new sweet signed cards that I got. So that was a very... is that catharsis? It might be catharsis. It was a cathartic experience. Anyway, let's take a look at the deck. Obviously, we dropped that last one, but... still not sure how we're going to pilot this deck in the mirrors. I'd love some feedback on that. If you're, once again, watching the video on YouTube, comment down below. Comment on the Hearthstone deck article. Let me know how we should be playing these mirrors with all of these Resurrect, Cloning Gallery priests. Should we be trying to apply some pressure, go under their Psychic Scream? Or do you think we should be trying to bait the Psychic Screams out, make sure that we're, you know, doing a little bit of damage, but then just try and crack in when they give us a chance with the Divine Spirit in a fire combo? Ultimately, I think the deck was pretty impressive. I think we have just a lot of flexibility. We talked about that. You know, I kept using that word in the introduction, but we really do have so much flexibility. You know, cards like Witchwood Grizzly really synergize with a lot of the deck. You know, Charged Devilsaur can be a great way to get back board control and then transition into killing your opponent. You know, I'd be interested to see how many games with this deck are ended when we cast the Spellstone, because we do kind of pollute our pool a little bit. But I guess that's just what you got to do when you're trying to do kind of 2 things at once. So big shout out to Kyten for this one. Once again, all the links down in the description. Jump over there, leave them a lovely thoughtful comment, give the deck a +1. All my links are down there as well, including a link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me, at Tommy_Wave. And until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, and charge your Devilsaurs. Yeah. Don't leave home without your charging cable. Bye! I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.